Good morning to all you beautiful people. I am back again making some more anti-dipshit Phil content. I do apologize about my long absence. It's been a few months. However, I acquired a job. I subsequently had to leave that job. And now I am doing far more work than what I had previously done for almost triple the money. So, as you might understand, it's been keeping me rather busy. So, I am going to be making some changes regarding this. I intend to be doing some streams as well very soon and continuing my critique of dipshit Phil. But let's get on with it. And again, I must give a accolade to Mr. Urban Style Individual for this video. Thank you, mate, and let's get on with it.
Trolls persist rather than getting a girlfriend or life because they can't, because they're losers. If they could, they would. You have to understand that. Like, if they could, they would. If they actually could do better things for themselves, they would. But here's the sad fact is they actually could, they just don't know it. They basically submitted to an always online loser-like culture.
This coming from a man who spends upwards of, as I say, 14 to 15 hours a day online or in some regard connected. He is never without his phone. He'd be checking shit constantly. You just know he would be. And yet, this man pretends that he can throw criticism at anyone who criticizes him. Right. Okay. Good on you, Philbert. How's that Buccaneer stream chat freeze going, bro? I wonder if that resolved. I can't imagine what Raw Phil must be up to with himself these days. Maybe he's going to get himself a girlfriend, which then has, prevented him from doing what he was doing previously. Is that the case, Philbert?
What's happened is in the modern era, this last generation of humans.
Oh, this modern era, don't you know? Back in my day of 1993, we didn't have this fancy internet. God.
Have grown up in a generation.
Okay, boomer.
Where everything has always been online. So to them.
Yeah. I think. But I'm so learned, don't you know how learned I am? I'm going to teach you, whippersnappers. God, bro, come on. Stop with this feeble attempt to appeal to authority because you're fucking old, mate. Like, get over yourself.
They think that's the end-all be-all of human existence. They're wrong. In fact,
yes. So, again, the hypocrisy of this statement is rather humorous. A man who spends, as I say, 12 to 15 hours a day online and then proceeds to get highly inebriated and then spend more time online is telling people who criticize him that they spend too much time online. Okay.
You know, it's always funny to me when Phil goes on these soliloquies about people being terminally online. But one thing comes to mind in particular. I remember when he was talking about the power outage that he was experiencing.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And he said with his own mouth that he, quote, didn't have anything to do, which would be a system of somebody.
That's very accurate. Oh, dear.
Being terminally online. It's just hilarious to me how he always puts his foot in his mouth.
In fact, they couldn't be further from the truth. What's more important than anything online is what's around you physically, right?
Now, I love how Philbert enjoys taking this argument. Oh, but it's the stuff around you. It's the people around you that matter. This dude has not had a friend in probably a decade. He has alienated himself from everyone that once gave a shit about him. He is, has a relationship with a roommate at this point. This man, probably hasn't read a book in 15 years. And his entire entertainment sphere is from online sources. This dude's got every fucking, video streaming services. But this man could never figure out how to fucking torrent. Torrent? For free? That's theft, don't you know? So, it's interesting to me how he makes his claim.
Now, it's way more important. Like, this water here is way more important than what's broadcasting because this water keeps me alive.
So, by his own admission, his content is less relevant than biological sustenance. I mean, I certainly agree. I mean, his content is absolute garbage. I mean, it serves no one at all. I mean, I think you could realistically stream Phil's content to someone on death row, and they would want to actually kill themselves in prison. But he thinks that he's providing some valuable service to the world.
Spending time with my wife is way more important to me.
Now, again, let us consider the claim. Spending time with his wife. Now, as I say, he spends a good 12, 15 hours online a day for 6 days or 5 or 6 days a week. So and we can infer that he spends maybe 1 day a week with Cat, which is maybe 12-hour period, 12 to 14-hour period. So 12 to 14 hours is, let's say 20 hours. That's a conservative estimate, a week with his apparent wife, who I don't believe is actually still there. 20 hours a week with your apparent wife is barely any time at all. This is in addition to her working. So that's a really infinitesimally small amount of time, you dipshit. So it really indicates to me how important you consider spending time with your wife, you retard.
And being on the internet playing video games, you know what I mean?
If that were true, you would not be streaming 6 and 7 days a week. If that were true, you would be ensuring that you were managing your money correctly so she would not have to have a job.
Exactly.
So we know that your wife and her happiness is not a priority. Everything comes behind your vices.
I mean, my wife's happiness is pretty irrelevant to me as well. And that's just how our situation works, because, you know, given my particular religion, I don't care about the happiness of my partner. I'm not responsible for her happiness. But Phil, I don't think Phil has ever been happy, like, at all. He sounds like an absolute chronic malcontent. So him considering the needs of someone else would be so foreign. He could not do such a thing.
So is she on the depth chart? Sure. But she's like number 10 or 11.
And it should be. But these people don't have that. They literally don't have friends. They don't have jobs.
No, I can almost guarantee they have far, far more than you ever will, Philbert, because these people have robust, meaningful lives, because they are able to see through the bullshit that you participate in. The problem with and I think Philbert is actually speaking quite candidly of his own dents here, because we know that his dents follow him so prodigiously close, and they want to know every element of his life. I mean, I have heard it that ICS or Iron Chef Sakai was some highly obsessed weirdo who wanted to wear Philbert's skin. So, you know, make of that what you will.
They don't have relationships. They don't have anything. They just sit online all day. A moment that they don't have a phone in front of them or the internet in front of them, it's like, oh.
It's literally him.
Oh, I can't take it. Because their whole life has been plugged in. It's like the fucking Matrix, quite frankly.
Now, obviously, he's projecting here, but I would love to ask him a question. Phil, when's the last time you had an interaction with someone that was not in the course of business, that was not a transaction? When is the last time you went and hung out with somebody? When's the last time you and your boys got together to play fighting games or to have a drink, to catch up on things? When's the last time you had an organic interaction with some that you have an actual relationship with outside of your streams? I bet you can't point to it.
Frankly, life for these people has become like the Matrix. Okay? So why are they endlessly trying to A-log
God, I find his voice so grating now. God.
me and do stuff? Because they're insanely mad that I'm successful and they're not.
Again, this reiteration that Philbert has to keep telling people, his criticizers, you know, those critical of him, that he's successful. When someone has to, I've mentioned this before, when someone has to, now I've worked in an area a few years ago now that was very, it was an area of criminal justice. So I had to work very closely with police and other services, and it was interesting hearing these people talk about the colleagues they would work with, and one particular statement they came up with was called someone who's called a fig jam. Yes, and a fig jam refers to "fuck, I'm great, just ask me." Now, these certain industries attract these people more than other industries, and in this particular area I was in, attracted an awful lot of these people. These people who would tell you every one of their achievements within the first meeting of them. They're not interested in actually engaging in a conversation. They just want to tell you, oh, well, back when I was 18, I got this son. I went to Mauritius, and then I went to Malta, and oh, now I've got a Lexus. And these people are not interested in talking. They just want to tell you how great they are, and that is entirely Phil. So as soon as you hold a mirror up to Phil and say, dude, you actually are pretty shit, like you really don't have anything going for you, he will then go, but no, I do, I swear I do. Look, I got fourth at Evo. Ooh. So it's entirely projection, bro.
And they can't stand it. They just, so now we got to try to do everything we can to make fun of him or whatever. No, you're a loser. If you would
it's really easy to make fun of Phil. Like, really easy. And Phil, we all know that Phil was that guy in high school and uni who he, like, for instance, the whole Phil with the odd-shaped head insult. We know that Phil just wasn't able to just deal with it and go, fuck it, oh, well, it's just one of those things. He would have to go, no, I'm not, I swear I'm not, and try and appear cool. But like he try and show off his Wolverine doll, or he's try and show off his new fucking toy that his parents bought for him. And go, but I'm really cool. But then the kids still call him Phil with the odd-shaped head. So,
spend time on you rather than me, your life could be successful. I know, because I used to be in those same shoes in my 20s.
He does. So if you look at the timestamps of half of Phil Bit's Twitter posts, they're like 0300, 0400. Dude, like, we know that you're just sitting around in a drunken stupor, trying to have some fan fiction with Geordie or Boogie about how great you are and how awesome they are, and how awesome that you can make their own lives when you're posting these things. And then you try and address your criticizers in the most drunken half-ass way possible. It's pathetic, bro.
I was one of these A-logging trolls in the fighting game community.
Yeah.
If you, even Philbert's troll attempts were fucking gay. Like, if you really want, oh yeah, gay.
Yes, and you were trolling, and you were upset with those people because they were far more talented than you are. My question would be, what are we jealous of? Because then we would have to ask, what are
That is an excellent point. Like, really, really good. Like, what are we actually jealous of here?
you good at? Because that would be the thing that we would be jealous of, right? Because people are generally jealous of people who have more than them or that can do things that they cannot do. So what do you bring to the table that other people cannot do? What is unique about you aside from the negativity that's typically associated with you?
And I spent all my time jealous of others, sitting on the internet, trolling people. And one day I had this epiphany.
This interesting how he says he was jealous of others. This dude had every fucking advantage that you could possibly have as a white urban dude of the 80s, child of the 80s in the US. Like, every advantage, his dad got him a few nepo jobs. He still fucked those up. He didn't want for anything. I'm sure his parents paid for his college and community. I don't know if he went to community college. I think he just went straight to college. We know his parents paid for everything, and his father looks on him with disgust. But this dude, he still fucks everything up. Like, this dude cannot succeed. Like, he just legitimately can't succeed because he's such an absolute imbecile.
That actually doing things for myself, that actually getting good at games, actually running tournaments, actually being productive in the FGC was much better than all the harmful trolling I had done up to then. And I had a complete change of attitude and flip. And lo and behold, things got better for
No, they didn't, bro. Like, again, he's trying to convince others of his own stupidity, of his own imbecility. Now, I'm going to do a thing. No, actually, I won't. Bugger it. That's fine.
for me. And now here I am, making positive content, enjoying life, rather than sitting around being a miserable wretch trying to bring down up.
This nebulous phrase of positive content really shits me, because he believes that he's providing some level of public service to his retard fans. And I would love to hear an itemized understanding of how he provides positive content when, without a doubt, within both his streams, he freaks the fuck out about the most petty and minor and trivial things, and then spends a good portion of the time just abusing people, whether be they his legitimate detractors or even his fans, because his fans said something that he interpreted incorrectly, and then sits there and abuses and then bans them. Like, how is any of that positive at all?
Others, and I'm doing well.
So what's happening here is you're taking your experience and you're trying to superimpose that on other people because that's all you have to draw
Yes, very accurate point there.
from. So in your mind, you really want that to be true. And in many ways, you need it to be true. This is how you keep up your facade.
But that's the problem, is that these people don't understand that. They actually think that the online existence is important, and they're so mad because they don't have anything in real life. So let's bring down others. Like, no, that's the worst kind of existence you can have.
So I don't quite understand this argument. Like, we have seen the myriad of shit people on Kick and other platforms, like, you know, Johnny Somali, Andy Dick, what was that other retard, the gambling dipshit. I can't remember his fucking name. The dude who gambled the shit out of all his income and then just destroy his house. Like, what was the other dude? Only Use Me Blade, who now is an absolute alcoholic mess, or has been for some time, but is, you know, now even more so. These are shit people doing shit things. Like, they're not providing any benefits to anyone. And people, it reminds me of the South Park episode where they sacrifice Britney Spears. And this is exactly what these, you know, a lot of these platforms are, that they're altars of sacrifice, and the audience want to see these people sacrifice themselves for their own entertainment. And that's what a lot of these people actually do. They substitute their own dignity. The dignity is sacrificed for money and views. And this is what Phil's content essentially is. The man has no shame or dignity or pride, and that he's just willing to give up any element of himself for money, and then claims that his detractors or criticizers have no life, which is, again, it's a bizarre argument to make.
The problem is they look up to the wrong people, right? They look at these idiots who are just spurging losers on the internet, Pied Pipers of loserdom, and they think that these people are who they want to be.
And Philbert's apparently a bastion of success. Phil is apparently a mentor to people. He's someone you want to look up. That's pretty fucking pathetic. Wow.
And it's not. Like, you shouldn't ever aspire to be people like that. They're
Once again, this is Phil taking his thought process and how he views the Kino Casino, because we know he wanted to be them because for a long time he was wearing their skin. So now he thinks the people who are watching the Kino Casino, PPP, or anybody else wants to be them, when the truth is they're just being entertained by them, Phil. That's it. It doesn't have this crazy deeper meaning that you think it has.
they're toxic, harmful individuals who are ruining the internet.
I should, okay, so how in any capacity are Kino Casino toxic and harmful and ruining the community? Like, at all? I mean, I hate H3H3, you know, productions, because I think the stories and things they do are shit. I hate Boogie. I think Boogie is an absolute piece of shit. I hate Wings. I hate Keemstar. These sort of people. But they've monetized their own Well, Keemstar has monetized loserdom, or losers. Like, Keemstar has the ability to monetize losers, which I think shows his entrepreneurial spirit. But to say that Kino Casino is some terribly malevolent, nefarious influence is just purely wrong, bro. Because Warski and PPP are very, very transparent. Like, we fucking hate these people. We're going to make fun of them. I mean, look how much shit they heap upon the quartering. They heap shit upon everyone. Because a lot of these people who exist in these spaces, such as Philbert, they don't have anyone legitimately going, you know, you're shit, dude. Like, and PPP and Warski, their content can't be spun and misinterpreted by Phil to go, oh, but they really love me. It's like, no, dude, they fucking hate you. Like, it's clearly they hate you.
But, you know, that's what you look up to. The drama creators and shit are not good people. They're scum.
Okay. So how exactly, Philbert, did Kino Casino or anyone create drama around you because you were the one who got Rawfield cancelled. You were the one who made a big fucking brouhaha about the chat freeze. That is entirely your doing, bro.
All they care about is your money. And they get it because you're gullible and you're stupid.
Okay, the production values of a single Kino Casino stream far outweighs anything that you fucking do.
So point us to somebody who would be a good person. You feel? Because the same people you're talking about is the same people that you were working with. So now it's convenient for you to say these things because they're way over there and you're way over here. But if you really felt that way, you would never dealt with them in the first place because that's what morals are. They don't shift. They're not fluid. They're static.
So you keep feeding them and you think, oh, that's how I want to be. No, no one should want to grow up to be a drama creator, an influencer. No, you should aspire to be a good person in real life who has...
See, this is Philbert's childish understanding of morality. he thinks that there is such a very clear dichotomy between good and bad, you know, and that morality is very cut and dry. Well, in fact, it is not. I mean, for a person to have very clear standards is perfectly reasonable, you know, to definitively say this is good and bad. Whereas Phil likes to think that because he constantly talks about how great he is, that negates all the shit behavior he does. And that's not how it works, bro.
Friends and family and meaningful things to do because that's more important and more productive than anything you...
Now, in the time I've known of Kino Casino, they have taken 2 holiday periods. I think once they took a month off, and now they're taking another few weeks off. Philbert has taken no holidays ever, in my entire understanding. In the past 10 years. He has not visited friends nor family for like a decade. So what the fuck are you talking about?
could ever do trolling people on the fucking internet. But they're...
I got news for you, Phil. You can be both. You can be a drama creator on the internet, and you can be a good person in real life because this is entertainment. And it seems like you're buying in a little way too much, and you're still hurt that your daddy PPP left you. And you can't believe that he's still talking shit about you. Just can't believe it. Because you really thought you had a friend. All the while, everybody was trying to tell you what it was. But since the message was coming from a certain messenger, you would not hear it.
Too dumb to figure that out. Because again, they grew up in a culture that taught them the wrong things. Some of these people, or most of these people, literally have no friend groups. They just sit online with hate groups.
He has no evidence of this at all. No objective truth from this at all. He's just making this shit up. He's just full of shit.
Awful. I mean, what a terrible existence. I just sit online all day hating. Like, that's so bad.
That's literally Philbert's existence.
So, Phil, we know you don't have any friends. That's documented. Can you show us proof that the people that you're speaking of don't have friends in real life? Now, you see how he'll grab points out of thin air that are based on nothing, and then he'll speak until he thinks he made a point, and then sit there and act like he's proud of himself. It's like, bro, you said nothing.
Of course, Yuck Almighty, again, it's what I said. No matter what I do, it's not good enough for these online...
I fucking hate this fucking attitude that he has. It's like, oh, but if I tell them I'm doing well, it's not good enough. If I tell them I'm doing badly, it's not good enough. It's like, dude, people are telling you that you're shit because of your behavior and what you say. If you tell a fan you're a fucking idiot, I hate everything about you, that means you're an abusive prick of a content creator. There is no other way for it to be spun. If I say to someone, okay, I disagree with what you say, and I'm going to disagree because X, Y, and Z. But if I say, if I do an ad hominem, I fucking hate you and everything you say, that is abuse. It doesn't matter who's saying, it's still abuse. and this is what he has, this bizarre misunderstanding of actual conversation. Anyone who disagrees with him is morally wrong. And this is such a childish and autistic attitude to have.
Trolls, right? The point is, these people were never actually criticizing me at all.
Again, what the fuck are you talking about? They totally were, and they totally do. I totally do.
They were trolling me. There's a difference. Criticism is, man, we really wish Phil would improve, and if he does good for him, we'll be happy for him.
No, that's not fucking criticism, you total fucking imbecile. If someone says to me, you know what, your driving is shit, I'm the one who determines what I do with that information. The person saying it doesn't give a shit if I improve or not. Unless, of course, they're involved in an accident. They don't care. They're simply pointing something out that's real, that's objective to them. If I say, Phil, but you know how you called, Jade a retard? How is this a statement to get you to want to fucking improve your content? It's not. I don't know if this dude has absolute selective hearing or what, but he's totally fucking wrong with this point. Wow.
Trolling is, we just say everything you do is wrong no matter what.
No.
It's always wrong.
Trolling is vastly different. Trolling is to friggin' bait someone to a fucking reaction, which he does to a T.
This is such a disingenuous take for him, but it's a convenient one, so I understand why he's taking it. But to think that all the detractor content that has been made on this guy over the course of 10 plus years, nobody was trying to give you good advice. Nobody was trying to help you get better. Nobody. Now, we know that that's not true, but to be fair, nobody owes you that anyway, because this whole time you were a grown-ass man. So nobody owes you answers. Nobody owes you an explanation.
This is an excellent point. This is a very good point from Urban Silent Individual. Why does he believe that he is owed assistance constantly? Such a fucking entitled prick.
And nobody owes you a blueprint on how to better yourself. That's your job.
We just don't like you, right? That's the difference.
And again, what is the problem with people not liking you, bro? Like, these people are going to exist.
So for all those years, people were saying to me, you're fat, you're lazy, all of that. Your quality on your streams is terrible. Your gameplay commentary is awful. Your gameplay skill level is awful. You're fat. You're unhealthy. You're doing all the wrong things. So what's happened in the last 5 years?
Now
he's gotten older. That's what's happened in the past 5 years. He spent a ludicrous amount of money buying more stupid shit for his fucking terrible office, and he is now far more reliant on chat for hand-holding than he ever was previously.
you see, he almost made it. Now, we already knew that he was going to conveniently leave out the humongous elephant in the room, which is his personality and the way he treats people. You legit have a personality flaw because you treat people as if they're disposable. That's a fact. Now, you can go on and on about all these things that in the grand scheme of things don't really mean anything, because all you're talking about are small things that it might have made your personal life a little better. But when it comes to your professional life, I don't care how many lights you have behind you. You're not far removed from what you were 10 or 15 years ago. You have very little growth.
I would say he's anti-growth. Like, he's just gone backwards.
Completely changed everything.
Oh, he wants to will these statements into reality, but it's not true, man. Like,
right? The stream quality, exceptionally
oh, he's so full of shit.
good. In fact, better than a lot of other streamers these days.
Yeah, the quality doesn't make a difference, mate, if your content is still utter garbage.
Quite frankly, my quality is actually better than I probably should have, right? For the amount of actual attention I get, my streams look so much better than probably they deserve.
He looks like an e-girl streamer. Like, that's what his rune looks like. Like, from, 2020.
With the level of equipment, the visuals, audio, music playing now, the quality of the gameplay.
Again, it doesn't make a difference when you're shit at everything you touch, bro. Anyways, guys, that's going to have to do for the moment. I'm going to be doing a stream later on today, but I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll be back with another one soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.